Hey Brew Crew, welcome back to Murder Most Brewed, where true crime is served hot and every story comes with a little chill. I'm Misty, your host and fellow seeker of the strange, the spooky, and the unsolved. And today we're traveling down two eerily quiet highways, one in California and the other in Australia. The stories of the Yuba County Five and the Tromp family might be separated by decades and oceans, but they're connected by something deeper, sudden, unexplainable disappearances, the eerie silence of open roads, and the questions that still haunt those left behind. So brew that coffee, maybe turn on a light or two, and let's dive in. Let's begin in Northern California, February 1978. The chill of winter still lingered in the air, but for five young men from Yuba City, the mood was bright. Bill Sterling, Jack Madruga, Ted Weir, Jack Hewitt, and Gary Mathias were close-knit, bound by friendship, routine, and the simple joys of life. They all had mild intellectual or psychiatric disabilities, but they were capable, kind-hearted, and fiercely loyal to one another. That night, they piled into Jack's Mercury Montego, headed to Chico to watch a basketball game. They laughed, cheered, and made plans. They were excited for their own tournament the next day with the Special Olympics. But they never made it home. Days passed, families panicked, and then the car was found, abandoned on a rugged, snow-packed mountain near Oroville. It was far off course, miles from any logical route back to Yuba City. The Montego wasn't stuck. In fact, it had fuel. The tires had traction. The keys were gone. But the car worked. Inside were candy wrappers, folded maps, and signs of a peaceful ride, until whatever happened next. The car was empty. The boys were gone. Search efforts were hampered by snowfall and rough terrain. The terrain was unforgiving, cold, isolated, and dangerous. Investigators were baffled. Why had the boys left the car? Why go deeper into the wilderness, wearing only light jackets? It wasn't until the spring thaw that the first horrifying discovery came. Ted Weir's body was found inside an abandoned U.S. Forest Service trailer, 19 miles from the car. He had survived, possibly for weeks. His feet were frostbitten. His beard had grown. He was wrapped in several layers of blankets, tucked in as if someone had tried to comfort him. Inside the trailer were canned rations, plenty of food, but they'd barely been touched. The electricity was still connected. He could have survived, but he didn't. Not far away, the remains of Bill Sterling and Jack Madruga were found, their bones scattered by wildlife. Later, Jack Hewitt's spine would turn up near a stream. But Gary Mathias, he was never found, just vanished. What happened on that mountain? Why walk for miles through deep snow and darkness? Was something or someone chasing them? Did they trust the wrong person? Or did fear and confusion take hold, leading them further from safety with every step? To this day, No answers have come, only silence. But that silence echoes strangely in another story across the world, almost 4 decades later. August 2016, Victoria, Australia. The Tromps were, by all appearances, a model family. Mark and Jacoba had run a successful earth-moving business. Their 3 adult children, Rihanna, Ella, and Mitchell, worked alongside them. They lived on a quiet farm. Life was ordinary, until it wasn't. One morning, without any warning, the Tromps fled. They piled into their SUV and began a cross-country drive that would puzzle Australia for weeks. They left behind their phones, their passports, their credit cards, all the tools of the modern world. No messages, no explanation, just gone. They believed they were being watched, followed, targeted. Within a day, the paranoia cracked. Mitchell, the eldest son, left the group. Then the daughters. Ella was found driving a stolen car. Rihanna was discovered catatonic in the bed of a stranger's truck. Jacoba was hospitalized after being found wandering. Mark, the father, was the last to be found, alone near a dam, disoriented and silent. Doctors diagnosed them with folie à deux, shared delusional disorder. It's rare, unsettling, and terrifying when one person's personal paranoia spreads like wildfire to those closest to them. But what ignited it? Stress, pressure, or something else entirely? To this day, the Tromps have never explained what they thought was coming, what they feared, or what they saw. 2 stories, 2 families, 2 roads. One through snow, one through sun, but both veering into the unknown. What makes someone run into the wilderness, away from logic and safety? What did the Yuba County 5 encounter on that dark mountain road? And what did the Tromps believe was closing in on them, fast enough to leave everything behind? Was it madness? Fear? Or something simply that cannot be explained? If these mysteries linger in your mind too, share this episode, leave a review, or drop me a message. I'd love to know. What do you think happened? Thanks for joining me for another pour of Murder Most Brewed. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and always check the rear view.